Be sure that you've checked out part 1 and part 2 of this video training session, but if you're just coming in, I want you to meet Osgood, and she is learning how to use buttons to communicate. This is the very, very beginning of her journey, and so you're just seeing the very early pieces and parts of what it looks like to teach an animal how to participate with AIC, or button communication, as it's more often known. Now, the rest of this session, there really wasn't anything monumental that happened. But I want to take a chance to talk about something I mentioned in the last video, that we want to really, really distinguish between training, which is trying to help an animal be able to respond in a certain way to a command. So it's us initiating and them responding in some way. When we talk about AIC and when we talk about teaching, we're actually giving them the ability to initiate, to have agency, and to be the one who is initiating whatever the outcome they're looking for is. And so what we're teaching her here is we're trying to help her understand that this button, that it gives her power. It gives her the ability to create an outcome herself. It's not me saying something and her performing to be able to have an outcome. It is her actually initiating something that gives her the outcome she's looking for. Right now, that's really just letting her know that she can get a treat if she presses this button. And for some learners, it's not good to start with food, but we took the recommendation of our friend Kelly with Monkey Dog Delmer, and it seems to be working really well for Osgood to be able to connect this treat, the kibble that we're giving her, with these buttons. And so what you're going to see the rest of this session is actually a place where I've got to make some decisions as the teacher. Because what we've seen, and if you saw the last video, we saw some success. She actually pressed the button with her nose, she activated it, she made the noise, but she really didn't continue doing that. She went back to just touching it, touching the side of the button, and these are the places where it gets really hard as a teacher to determine when you start to move your learner forward and to figure out when you start requiring more and more of them. Because there's a certain point in this learning process that I'm going to stop rewarding her just putting her nose near the button. And it's a balancing act for me as a teacher to figure out when that moment is, to figure out when it's time to push her and invite her to that next level of discovery, that next level of learning, to see what kind of power and agency she actually has in this situation. But that ultimately, this is about her knowing that she can fully press the button, make the sound, and that is going to be what gets the reaction, gets the result that she's looking for. So I don't know if I did it perfectly. I don't know if I have intuited exactly where she is along the way. But throughout the rest of this session, I alternated back and forth between starting to do that pattern where I pressed it again and again and showed her the result. And then videos, I waited to see if she would pick up on it as Osgood her nose near the button, put her paw near the button, she can have and agency and communication as well. But it was really clear that this wasn't yet the point at which so I needed to only following her and if she will share more soon. The button. She wasn't to that point. She only managed to activate it once in this whole session that was about 15 minutes long. And so right now we're going back and forth between me activating it and showing her what the result is and me waiting, which is a lot harder than it looks, for her to recognize that if she interacts with the button in some way, she is going to get a result.